There's a lot of gang activity in the city. It's just like any other city. Eastside Paramount, my time to shine, you know what I'm saying? You know, my pops, he's from El Salvador. They had a list, the government had a list of people to kill. It was a civil war going on. My pops and his peoples, they was on that list. Like, you know, I've been to juvenile halls, I've been to camp, but I never been in a facility in like Los Angeles County because there's so many different gangs. There's more gangs in Los Angeles than anywhere around the world. Hey, what up Paramount? What up Mount Up? We gotta be cool. We gotta ride with each other because we're from the city. It's like, you know, it's like shit. Them dudes from Compton, they don't like us too much, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Or them dudes from, you know what I'm saying, Long Beach, they don't really like us, so it's like, peace up, mount up. I went to jail and the label wasn't answering no phone calls, and when I came home, I started pushing my record label. You know what, CHITO Ranas, that's my brother, and basically, we've been working together for years. And Wack said he wouldn't sign a Southsider, and then they asked me about Wack 100 on the interview, and I said Southsiders don't want to sign with the blacks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Jimmy from Rancho Mille, but I'm Grimy Suge, and I got plugs, and I got people I can call. So, you know what I'm saying? You want to get with it? Let's get with it.
Valley Club, the cult.
Say baby, how did I end up sitting down for a chat with one of the internet's most controversial essays ever, aka one of California's top emerging Latino gangster rappers, aka Grimy Records founder the Big Grimy Suge, aka Swifty Blue himself? Well, I'll tell you how. Swifty slid to Phoenix and landed at the Valley Clubhouse approximately a year ago to knock out some music with Phoenix 35 and his artists. This was literally days after his infamous rebuttal to Wack 100 claiming he'd never signed to blacks.
We don't want to sign to no blacks.
But more on that in a bit. But during that first trip out here, we recorded some music and shot some videos, and after that we went on about our ways. I loosely kept up with Swifty Blue and his campaign after that night and became intrigued with his ability to keep his buzz up by continuously making headlines and stirring up various controversies. Mr. Check-In himself definitely had my attention.
Tap in, tap the fuck in. Check in with us. Make sure you check in first.
But I knew there had to be more than meets the eye when it came to the Grimy Suge. So a few nights ago when he was back in Phoenix, he slid back to the Valley Clubhouse like all the real ones do when they're in town. And we got a chance to sit down and chat for a bit, and here's what we got.
Swifty, how are things? You're in Phoenix right now and stuff like that. What brings you out?
I came for a baby shower. I came for Brutal's baby shower. Brutal's AZ Brutal's, what's up? Grimy Gang. That's my artist. I really came for his baby shower, and other than that, my boy called me out to come to the studio. I said I'm coming to lay something down for the fellas.
Fuck yeah. You came up in Paramount, California. This is a city in the Los Angeles County, correct? Kind of close to Compton, right?
Los Angeles County, next to Compton.
Yep.
Next to Long Beach.
Yep. In the southeast.
Southeast, next to Norwalk.
There we go. 4 people not from over there, not from the Los Angeles County. What was it like kind of coming up in Paramount? It's a predominantly Hispanic area, correct?
Yes, sir. Coming up in Paramount was very different than majority of the areas in Los Angeles, you know. But I can say you kind of have an advantage, like, you know, for the simple fact that there's a lot of opportunities and resources, and there was no Hispanic rapper coming out of Paramount representing the city, so it's like it's like fair game. It's like there's a city with no 7-Elevens. If I open a 7-Eleven here, my 7-Eleven will be the most popping 7-Eleven in the city. So when I started my record label and I started making music, it was like a magnet. You know, people start just pulling towards the music because it's like, who's this guy? Oh, I know this guy. He's a local, and he's making music now. It's kind of like when I'm pretty sure that kind of like when Kendrick Lamar first started making music in Compton, and then all the local people know him, and it's like, oh shit, well, you know, whatever his real name is, making music, you know? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I kind of feel like, damn, like, oh shit, like everybody knows us because we the ones who took it there in the city where nobody took it there. Like, the only other artist that could probably say, oh, I'm the most popping person out the area is like YG, because he went to Paramount High School, but he's from Treetop Bompton, so it's like he puts on for Compton, he puts on for Bompton, but it's like that left the open lane for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, Paramount, woo, we up there. You know what I'm saying? Eastside Paramount, my time to shine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because the city next door is popping. Snoop Dogg got Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, okay, who got Paramount? Nobody got Paramount.
Yeah. You got Paramount.
I got Paramount.
Swifty
you know
got Paramount.
got Paramount. You know what I'm saying?
That's lit. What kind of stuff coming up as a kid were you like exposed to? You know, is it kind of a treacherous area? Is it kind of
basically, you know, there's a lot of gang activity in the city, and it's just like any other city. You know, it's like any other city. You have your everyday obstacles. You know what I'm saying? You got bullies in the city. You got the thieves. You got the smokers. You know what I'm saying? You got a little bit of everything, and then you got the player haters. So you gonna get that anywhere you go. But as long as you in the mix, you gonna have to deal with what comes with it. You know, you gonna have to deal with the smoker. You have to deal with
what comes with being in the mix. I saw one of your old interviews. Your pops was speaking Spanish. Were they migrants?
Wow, you seen that?
I did, yeah. Were they migrants from Mexico? If so,
okay, look. So I don't speak on it too much. And it's kind of secret. You know, my pops, he's from El Salvador. My pops, he's an immigrant from El Salvador. So, yeah, he didn't not just only come from, like, he didn't just cross the border. He came from way out there. And, when the Civil War in El Salvador, when the government was going at it with the people from the city, and like they had a list. The government had a list of people to kill. It was a civil war going on, and basically my pops and his peoples, they was on that list. Like, oh, these motherfuckers was gonna die, so they had no choice but to leave El Salvador and find like refuge, you know what I'm saying, whatever it's called. So that's what my peoples tell me and stuff. And basically, yeah, my dad, my parents, they lived in Mexico in Guadalajara, Mexico for 5 years, and they had my dad and my mom. They had my sisters there. They had two of my sisters there, and then from there, two or three of my sisters, and then from there they had three of my sisters there. Then from there they came to California, and then they had me and my youngest sister. And one of my brothers, my oldest brother, he was actually born in El Salvador. So when my parents had the baby, the youngest brother, they had to migrate, they had to leave because of the Civil War. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about that. I don't speak about that at all. But yeah, that's like some fun facts.
That's crazy.
That's some fun facts. I never felt comfortable enough to speak on it. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to break people's brains sometimes. Like, oh, what the hell, you know?
Crazy, dog.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's fucking sick. Yeah, that's some shit motherfuckers
yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. No, that Civil War,
yeah,
that's crazy.
And my pops from Salvador. Everybody knows Swifty Salvadorian, and I don't speak on it too much, but yeah, I'm Salvadorian. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not. It's like it's all love to all Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Whether you Salvadorian, Hondureño, Mexicano, Puerto Riqueño, Dominicano, whatever you are, it's all love. You know, from Peru, you know, Ecuador, Hispano, todo Hispano, you know, whatever, it's all love. It's all love. So yeah, now for sure, that's just something we gotta speak on. There's always gonna be like, within the races of own race, like, they always gonna think somebody's better than the other, or, you know, Mexicans better than Salvadorian, or this better than this, you know. And I don't like hearing none of that. That's why I don't even speak on it. But sometimes you have to. You get what I'm saying? I just like, man, I don't even take it there. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm gonna talk about that. That's ignorant to me. That's ignorant.
Parents came over here, landed in LA eventually. You know, you're growing up in Paramount and stuff, like you said. It was kind of one of them places and whatnot. In that same interview, I seen you started rapping at the age of 14, correct?
Yes, I'm rapping at the age of 14, but I'm freestyle rapping. I'm rapping on SoundCloud. I'm not taking it serious. 2016, I dropped one of my first videos and songs, and then around 2017-18, I started dropping on all dispositions, on all digital platforms.
This was post being released from county.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So right before I went to jail, I was shooting music videos and stuff, and then, you know, right when I went to jail, I dropped my first video, and when I came home, I dropped some more music and started dropping on iTunes and Spotify afterwards, and yeah, I built a name for myself with the music.
And that was your first kind of big, would you say, YouTube video and stuff was Grimy Gang?
Yeah, I would say, okay, so Grimy Gang was one of the ones that took off when I first started. But before Grimy Gang, like the people who really know me for my come up, they know me for a song called For My Young. So I had a song featuring Lil Cotty PGE and Benji, one of my artists from Oakland. So I had them. I had that song that I actually did some footwork in the streets. Like I did a lot of shows, and I opened up. I actually, like when Blueface first started, I actually opened up for Blueface one time. When he like was doing shows off of my Dead Lokes and stuff like that. When he first started, I opened up and I performed that For My Young. So around the same time, like we was both pushing music around the same time, like both coming up. But you know, obviously he was cracking, he was going crazy. But yeah, like I had slow motion, but I had motion and it was going up. So For My Young was one of the first videos that actually went crazy. But we had dropped it under Mr. Criminal's channel because I was under the label for Crime Family. I was under the label for a little bit, but I actually left the label because it was like the most like awkward situation where you could be part of a record label. Like they didn't do nothing for me, but they expected like to get 50% of my earnings. And it was just like, you know, at first I thought it was cool because they had a big platform, but afterwards I was like over it. I was like, they're not doing nothing for me whatsoever, and I'm doing more numbers on my own YouTube with no subscribers than their channel with this many subscribers. You know, sometimes it's like the audience doesn't really gravitate towards a certain type of sound. You got to build your own audience.
That's good game. That's good game for artists watching.
No, it's like I can't. It's like this. For example, you can't have a hit song and expect World Star to be the best platform for audience to gravitate towards your record. You might have to find an alternative or build your own platform. You might have to go towards Lyrical Lemonade, or maybe if it's a Spanish record, you might have to holler at somebody like Jimmy from Rancho Humilde. You know what I'm saying? You have to really like know what direction to go with it, because it's like, oh, you know, I got a hot R&B record, let me slap it on World Star. You know, World Star is more like they criticize and just watch stuff, so you know they want to see more. They don't really want to see no like R&B. It might not be the best choice, you know. Like you gotta really do your homework on this stuff and these platforms. Sometimes it's better to build your own, and that's the best game.
Very valid. To rewind a bit, to go back into the county days, what was your first experience in county?
All right. Well, when I was like
before that,
in 2018, when I caught my first case for vandalism, and I ended up in the county for 3 months. It was
what's that like? 'Cause people say LA.
My first experience. It was like, what can I say? It was like, I'm trying to find the exact word to describe the feeling. It was like, it set the tone. It set the tone. My first experience really set the tone, as in like, you know, I've been to juvenile halls, I've been to camp, you know, I've been in a placement, but I never been in a facility in like Los Angeles County Jail where it was so much structure and the homies run the jail. You know, I never been somewhere like that where it's like wow, I'm so used to being somewhere where like we got staff, we got somebody telling us what to do. Now it's like the homies are in charge. You got a staff no more. You got a fucking homie tatted on his face, or you got a bald-headed motherfucker telling you like what to do and where to put your stuff, and you know, telling you the house rules and stuff. And it's really like it's different.
LA County, that's like the craziest county, would you say?
Yes, and
You've been to every county.
no, I haven't, but I completely understand, for the simple fact because of the diversity, because there's so many different gangs. The diversity of the hoodlums. So it's like there's so many gangs in Los Angeles. There's more gangs in Los Angeles than anywhere around the world. So it's like so many gangs in Los Angeles that when you put them all in the institution, you start to see the reaction of all the different gangs and the different people inside one place working all together. As in, like, you got people in the streets that got problems and go to jail, and now you gotta learn to coexist. So it's like, yeah, you might go ahead and it's like, okay, you know, if you're on the if you're a brother, then you might go ahead and run your fades and get your things out the way, and whatever afterwards. Now afterwards, it's like if a riot crack off or something go up, it's you guys against them. Or if you're like a homie, it's like, you know, they have the, you know, homies is a no fighting policy. You know, homies can't fight each other. But it's like, if you got real problems with somebody, you might have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you guys got going on, but it's like you guys gonna have to program together. So you know, it's like I'm from Paramount. I go into LA County Jail. I got other gangs from Paramount that if we're in the streets, we might not be too cool, but in jail, it's like, hey, what up, Paramount? What up, Mount Up? We gotta be cool. We gotta ride with each other because we're from the city. It's like, you know, it's like, shit, them dudes from Compton, they don't like us too much. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Or them dudes from, you know what I'm saying, Long Beach, they don't really like us. So it's like, peace up, Mount Up. We gotta stick together. But in the streets, it's like, we don't like each other. You might try to shoot me, I might try to shoot you.
That's crazy. Okay, so you get past all that and stuff like that. You get out, like you said, you're doing music with Criminal. Who was it, Mr. Criminal?
Yeah, I was with Crime Family. That was one of the first record labels that I actually signed to and worked with.
So we're
on my way up.
We're with Crime Family. We decide that it's not the right exact perfect fit.
Yeah, I went to jail and the label wasn't answering no phone calls. So I was like, what good is it to be working with a record label that can't help me do nothing? So I said, when I came home, I started pushing my record label, my own record label, and I started working with another record label and selling them albums. So it was like, I just figured out how I could make money off of music and not have to work with bullshit record labels. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes people get a misconception, like, oh, you know, like they see a social media or they see a YouTube channel and they see like, oh wow, there's 50,000 subscribers. Oh wow, there's 100,000 subscribers. Oh wow, there's 50,000 followers. So they feel like, okay, yeah, exactly. They feel exactly like I'm gonna blow up if he posts me or if he does this. All I need is one, all I need is that. And no, that's not the way it works. Because yeah, he might have 50,000 followers, 50,000, but it's like the interaction. Is the interaction there? Are the 50,000 people gonna interact if you drop a video, or are they just more concerned looking for a certain type of content, you know?
I try to tell that with artists all the time, even on my page and stuff, like, oh, I want to get on. It's like, bro, you gotta understand, this is a niche for this. You sound like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you'd be better off posting on your own channel and building your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? For your dedicated
you have to be upfront with artists, and you have to be honest, because you're completely right. It's like, I could drop certain music on my YouTube channel, but my audience on my YouTube channel is picky and they're looking for Swifty Blue style rap music.
Period.
So it's like, if it's not Swifty Blue or CHITO Ranas or anything similar, then it's not gonna do as much as numbers as people expect. And I have like 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it's like, you would expect, oh, he has 80,000 subscribers, you drop a video in the first day or something. But it's like, no, the only way it's gonna do that is if you drop something that makes the audience gravitate towards that video. And it has to be, it's like, it's like we could have a school, and we could have a cafeteria, but not everybody's gonna eat the food in the cafeteria unless it's something really good. So it's like with the music, not everybody's gonna watch the video unless it's something really good. So it's like, you know, same concept as a school with a cafeteria, as a you know, music with a platform. Same concept. They're not gonna consume all the product unless it's really good, you know.
Right. So that's the formation of Grimy Records, correct?
That's
you
Grimy Records.
form that, you start getting the ball rolling. You spoke a little bit about CHITO.
CHITO RANA.
Are you guys business partners? Is he an artist under your
You know
empire?
what? You know what? CHITO RANA. That's my brother, and basically, we've been working together for years. That's my brother, as in my label brother, you know. And basically, he came home. And we've been working for years, and he came home, and I A&R'd him working with the label, as in like I brought him to OTR Records, and I got the label to sponsor an album for us. So we made some money like that, and eventually it led to him getting signed with Columbia. We're going crazy, man. We're going crazy. Went 3P. We actually did like 3 songs that hit. We did 3 songs back to back that hit like 100,000 views within one day. So to me, those are hits. Right. I feel like NBA Youngboy. I feel like NBA Youngboy. Like, you know, money coming in. Chain starting on the way a bit more. You know what I'm saying?
God.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
oh God.
For sure. You know, like you said, Shaq and Kobe, but but yeah, 100%. You know, I just helped my brother as much as I could, and he helped me as much as he could, and that's it. You know, like I'm completely I'm happy that my boy got signed to Columbia and was able to do, you know, make some big plays. And I'm glad I was behind the scenes, part of it, pulling strings, making stuff happen.
Facts. Now, you being a label owner yourself and stuff like that, you seem to have a natural niche or a natural gift / like know-how when it comes to self-promotion, self-marketing.
Well, marketing's always been my number one. So even if I'm not focused working on my music too much, then I'm marketing. I'm doing promos. I'm actually doing marketing for like clothing brands or you know, different brands just in general. So marketing's always been my number one, as in like, you know, I could talk about something and people gonna listen. So I could talk about a product and I could be like, you know, for example, like I got right here some of this hashish that I was blowing on, and I'm like, look, this is your rapper's favorite trapper, this banana jam right here, like this is really good right here. You know what I'm saying? Like people just like to hear me talk and listen, and you know, obviously social media likes to see the gang culture and stuff like that. So that's easy for us. Marketing is just like, bro, we could. Exactly. You know, it's like Boys in the Hood. You want to watch the movie? Shit, let's do commercials.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, you're really good at it. Like every day I hop on YouTube, Swifty Blue's making different headlines. And speaking of headlines, it was one of the first ones when I really kind of delved into you was I don't know, I don't want to say you versed Whack 100 per se. Maybe you were just commenting on what he was saying and whatnot with the Mexicans signing the blacks signing the Mexicans and what.
Oh yeah, when Whack said he wouldn't sign a Southsider, and then they asked me about Whack 100 on the interview, and I said Southsiders don't want to sign with the blacks. So yeah, basically I was kind of like challenging Whack, you know, and I should have been up front from the jump. Like, yeah, man, fuck Whack 100. It was about him. But at that time, that's how I felt. But actually, now he's cool. He's cool as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as in, you know, other than like some of the stuff he says I don't agree on. Like, you know, like you gotta respect people in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? I respect him, and he showed me respect when I talked to him on Clubhouse one time. You know, I seen him in person at the studio, and real respectful, man. He's not you know, he's a voice on social media, but like a big influence, and he's gonna talk crazy, but in person he's respectful, man. He's himself. He's gonna be himself, but believe me, man, he's not a bad guy. He's just being himself. He's old school Pyru. Old school Pyru blood gang, so they're just, they're not gonna be soft, and they're not gonna they're not gonna sugarcoat anything. They're gonna tell you things for what it is, and they're gonna be like raw about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't blame them. I'm gonna do the same exact shit. That's why I said Southsiders don't want to sign with it. You know what I'm saying? But I just said that on some double back. Like, all right, Wack. So you say y'all don't want to sign the Southsiders, but we talked about it. We said we'll do business. We'll do business. I told Wack I'll do business with him. He said we'll do business, but basically we know what comes. Like, basically, let's say we do some big business, it's gonna be third party knocking on the door trying to get a cut. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we agreed that it's better to stay in your lane, not stay in my lane.
Facts. Just some heat of the moment stuff, and and that was just, and coming from the areas of LA and stuff you guys come from, that's not a thing. It was just a shocker to the world.
But Wack 100 is a good guy. Right. He's a good person. Yeah. He's smart. He's well off, and you know what I'm saying. I just kind of like I took a turn on the way I viewed things. Like, I used to be like, man, fuck this fool, fuck him, fuck her, whatever. Now it's more like, okay, can I see something good in these people? I'm saying fuck them. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, like, shit. I try to show more respect to people I used to be very disrespectful towards, because I got a very different outlook on things, and I'm just like, it's easier to get bees with honey, not salt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Facts. Be a little, a little nicer.
For sure.
Yeah, I felt that. Now, moving past that and stuff, not to just sit here and harp on your disagreements and whatnot. You're a hard-ass worker, very competitive as well. So I'm sure that does lead to some disputes even amongst your own, Hispanic rapper peers in the game, i.e. King Lil G. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys are from kind of two different areas of town. Is that, or is it like, no, we're competitive because we're on the same, we're competing for the same.
I.E.?
Like, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for example, like
King Lil G.
Is it because you're competing with
that
top Hispanic rapper?
Well, before I used to take it, like certain people, I'll troll them or talk shit or get up on them for whatever reasons, like for personal reasons. But honestly, like, you can say there is competitiveness in the music industry, so everybody's gonna be like, it's like nobody's gonna be the best of friends. Like, you never gonna see all the Hispanic artists holding hands or nothing. It's always gonna be competitiveness, or like, fuck him, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not here trying to be best friends with anybody, and like, I'll squabble down anybody on some real G shit. Like, motherfuckers wanna catch some fades and go squabble toe to toe on some fair shit, on some fair game shit. Like, let's go. I'm with all that. But it's like, let's be realistic though. Like, can we really do something like that and like really like walk away from that and not have to worry about anything extra? Like, oh, if I whoop this guy's ass, I'm gonna get packed out by his homeboys, or somebody's gonna get shot up. No, like, can we really do something like, motherfucker, just wobble up and win, lose a draw? Like, motherfucker, accept what you get. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I'm with all that, but it's it's tough because of the times we live in. You can't really balance it out. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give him a fair fade and he's gonna be able to walk away with that loss. No, nobody has character like that anymore. So you have to really be smarter and just be like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? The smartest thing might be like, leave it alone, because he's not gonna accept the loss and I'm not gonna accept the loss, or whatever. And nobody gonna get killed because I'm not gonna kill him, he's not gonna kill me, or whatever. Or even if they do try to get up on me, I'm gonna get up on him. Whatever.
Our generations are probably the last who was about that, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like definitely a different ball game, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and the thing is too, this is the thing, I cannot promote or have anybody else do anything because of me. So it's like I'm not gonna have nobody do no dirt for me. I'm not gonna have nobody get their hands dirty for me. I'm not gonna have nobody do nothing, put their life in danger because of me. Because I'm gonna keep it G with you, and it's like if I got something going on with somebody, I'm gonna be the one to fight this man. I'm gonna be the one to go shoot him up or whatever it is we got going on. I'm gonna do him up. I'm not gonna have nobody go get their hands dirty for my dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm you know what I'm saying? So, and even that, it's like I'm not gonna go get my hands dirty because I don't like another man or something. Like, I don't like this guy, so I'm gonna get my hands dirty. Now I'm tricking myself off the streets for my kids. So it's like you influence, you bother me so much that I'm gonna go get myself. I'm gonna go give me away from my family. Now I can't see my family because of the way you made me feel or what you said. It's like, no, you gotta be smarter than that, and you gotta be ready and prepared for that type of stuff.
Right, that's valid. It's valid as fuck. I would definitely say, you know, you're, especially in this new wave of Hispanic talent and stuff, you're definitely like top 10 in that Hispanic rapper, you know what I'm saying, a gangster rapper or whatever you want to call it, community. Does that come with any type of pressure, or do you still feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's whatever, day to day, you know?
Well, you know what, honestly, I try hard to fall into them type of categories, like top 10, top 5, whatever, hottest Hispanic rapper type stuff. But it's a blessing just being part of the conversations. It's a blessing just being part of the conversations. It's a blessing just being right here, being recorded right now. You know, it's blessings. It's blessings. So I just look at things like, you know, things is better than we expect, and you know they could be worse or they could be a lot better, but we're blessed regardless.
End of story. Yeah. And then to kind of wrap things up, moving forward, plans for Swifty Blue and Grimy Records in the next 5 to 10 years. I see you have different little artists you're pushing and stuff like that.
Something that we had planned a while back, and we're gonna push forward on it. We had planned the Corridos, Grimy Corridos. So that's the Spanish music. So we're gonna work on that. So expect us to blow up the next biggest Hispanic Mexican artist, corridos tumbados, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Jimmy from Ransomile, but I'm Grimy Suge, and I got plugs and I got people I can call. So, you know what I'm saying? You want to get with it? Let's get with it. I'll put you on the platform.
Big Grimy Suge,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Attention, all
So,
artists. Next big Corridos artist, you heard
yeah,
the man.
for sure. Corridos, Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? People, toda mi raza, llámenme a mi teléfono.
Hard.
Valley Club, the cult. Valley Club, the cult.